My fiancée posted, "Finally upgrading my lifestyle after meeting a rich guy at a conference." I commented, "Congrats." Then I canceled the wedding venue and told everyone why. Her frantic calls when his wife reached out to her. I, 29 male, am a logistics manager. My entire life is built around tracking variables, predicting supply chain interruptions, and ensuring that item A gets to destination B without catching fire. I'm a practical guy. I don't believe in vibes or manifesting. I believe in spreadsheets and hard work. Up until last Tuesday, I thought my relationship with my fiancée, 27 female, was the one stable constant in my life. We'd been together for 4 years, engaged for 1, and our wedding was exactly 4 weeks away. I had paid the deposits, organized the vendors, and basically structured the entire event because she was too creative for the boring details. She works in marketing, or she did, and she's always been obsessed with image. She's the type to order a $20 cocktail just to take a photo of it and then not drink it because it's too sweet. I tolerated it because I loved her, and I thought it was just a quirk. I didn't realize it was a symptom of a much deeper rot until she went to a conference in Miami last week. I was sitting at my desk staring at a shipping manifest that wasn't adding up when my phone buzzed. It was an Instagram notification. She had posted a photo. Now, usually her conference posts are group selfies with hashtags like girlboss or marketing magic. This was different. It was a photo of her sitting in the passenger seat of a car that costs more than my parents' entire retirement fund. A McLaren P1, I'm pretty sure. The interior was custom orange leather. You could clearly see a man's hand on the steering wheel wearing a Patek Philippe watch that probably costs 50 grand. The caption? "Finally upgrading my lifestyle. Manifesting the energy I deserve. Hashtag new beginnings. Hashtag level up." I stared at that caption until the words started to blur. Upgrading? We were getting married in a month. We had just put a down payment on a sensible 3-bedroom house in the suburbs. Was I the downgrade? Was our life together the economy version she was trying to escape? I zoomed in on the photo. The guy's hand on the wheel had a very distinct jagged scar running across the knuckles. It triggered something in my brain. I'm good with details. It's my job. I had seen that scar before. I started digging. I went to the conference website and looked at the speakers. Keynote speaker, a tech mogul in his 50s. Let's call him the rich guy. I Googled him, found a picture of him signing a book. There it was, the scar on the right hand. I kept digging. The rich guy is married. His wife is a well-known philanthropist who posts constantly about their power couple status. I went back to my fiancée's post. She had liked a comment from her best friend that said, "Get that bag, girl. You deserve the world." Her reply, "Sometimes you realize you've been settling for economy when you were built for first class." Wink. That single pixelated wink was the moment the logistical part of my brain took over. The emotional part wanted to vomit, but the logical part saw a shipment that was damaged beyond repair. You don't try to salvage a shipment that's been contaminated. You write it off and cut your losses. I didn't call her immediately. I didn't scream. I went into damage control. I took screenshots of everything. The post, the caption, the comments, the timestamp. Then I opened our wedding planning spreadsheet. I called the venue first. "Hi, this is the groom. I need to cancel the wedding for next month." The coordinator gasped. "Sir, you know the $5,000 deposit is non-refundable at this late a date." "I understand. Cancel it." I called the caterer, the florist, the DJ, the photographer. I spent 2 hours systematically dismantling the biggest day of my life. I lost about $15,000 in deposits in one afternoon. It hurt financially, but honestly, it felt like paying a ransom to get my future back. Then I texted her, just a screenshot of her post and a single question. "Nice car. Whose is it?" She didn't reply for 4 hours. When she did, it was dismissive. "Oh, just a senior partner at the firm hosting the event. He gave a few of us a ride to the gala. Don't be jealous, babe. It's networking." Networking. Right. You don't caption a networking photo with new beginnings and upgrading my lifestyle while implying your current life is settling. I replied, I saw the comments. You want first class? Go get it. I'm canceling my economy subscription to this relationship. By the way, the venue is canceled. The wedding is off. My phone lit up instantly. She called. I picked up, mostly because I wanted to confirm she was actually real and not a hallucination. Are you insane? She screamed. No hello, no apology, just anger. The venue just emailed me. Why would you do that? You're embarrassing me. You embarrassed yourself, I said, my voice surprisingly steady. You're sitting in a married man's supercar talking about upgrading 4 weeks before our wedding. I'm just giving you what you wanted. You're free to upgrade. He's just a mentor, she yelled. He's helping me with my career. You're so insecure. You're ruining everything because of your fragile ego. Does his wife know he's mentoring you in his McLaren? There was a dead silence on the other end. What? She whispered. The rich guy. He's married. Does his wife know you're manifesting upgrades in her husband's passenger seat? You're crazy, she stammered. You don't know what you're talking about. I know enough. I also removed you from the lease. I spoke to the landlord this morning. Since I'm the primary leaseholder and you're listed as an occupant, he's drafting the removal paperwork. You have 30 days to get your stuff once you get back. Although, if you're upgrading, maybe you don't need your old stuff. You can't do that, she shrieked. I live there. Watch me. I hung up, but I wasn't done. The entitlement in her voice, the fact that she was mad at me for reacting to her public disrespect, gnawed at me. She wasn't sorry she did it. She was sorry she got caught. I went to the rich guy's wife's Instagram. Her DMs were open. I sent her the screenshot of my fiancé's post. I wrote, Hi, I'm the guy who was supposed to marry this woman next month. She posted this from your husband's car yesterday. Thought you might want to know who is riding shotgun in your family vehicle. I canceled the wedding, so she's all yours. I turned off my phone and went to sleep. The next morning, the fallout began. My fiancée called me from a different number because I had blocked hers. She was sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. What did you do? She gasped. What did you do? I just congratulated you, I said. His wife called me. She called my boss. She knows the firm's partners. I just got pulled into a meeting and they fired me. They said I violated the morality clause and embarrassed the company. I felt a cold, hard satisfaction. Sounds like a tough break. Maybe you can manifest a new job. You ruined my life, she wailed. I'm in Miami with no hotel room because the corporate card got declined. They kicked me out of the conference. Economy flights are cheap, I suggested. Or maybe ask the rich guy for a lift. She flew back the next day. She stormed into the apartment when I was watching TV. She looked wrecked. Makeup smeared, hair frizzy, eyes puffy. You owe me, she spat, throwing her suitcase down on the floor. I owe you absolutely nothing, I said, not looking away from the screen. You got me fired. You humiliated me. You canceled my wedding. Our wedding, I corrected, and I canceled it because you publicly announced you were looking for better options. You played a stupid game and you won a stupid prize. I am suing you, she said, pointing a shaking finger at me, for emotional distress, for loss of income, for the wedding deposits. I already looked it up. Promissory estoppel. You promised to marry me and you broke it, causing me financial damage. I laughed. I actually laughed. Promissory estoppel applies if you made life-altering changes, like moving across the country or quitting a job, specifically because I promised to marry you. You lost your job because you posted a photo implying an affair with a client. That's on you. And the deposits? I paid them. Check the bank statements. It was my money. She froze. She knew I was right. I handled all the finances. She just handled the vision. I'm not leaving, she declared, crossing her arms. I have tenant rights. You have to give me 30 days. I know, I said. That's why I printed this. I picked up an envelope from the coffee table. 30-day notice to quit.
Standard for a tenant at will. Clock started yesterday when I emailed it to you. You have 29 days left. She ripped the paper out of my hand and tore it into shreds. Oops, didn't see it. Doesn't matter, I said calmly. I sent a copy via certified mail. Tearing it up just makes a mess you have to clean up. She screamed. It was a primal, frustrated sound of someone who has never been told no in her life. She looked around the room, desperate to hurt me. Her eyes landed on the TV, my 65-inch OLED I bought for the Super Bowl. If I can't have a nice life, you can't have nice things. She grabbed a heavy ceramic vase from the shelf and swung it. I didn't tackle her. I stepped back and pulled out my phone. Hey Siri, record video. Crash. She smashed the screen. The glass shattered, spiderwebbing across the display. Then she went for my laptop sitting on the coffee table. Keep going, I said, recording her rampage. That's a $2,000 TV. That laptop is company property. In our state, property damage over $1,000 is a felony. You're doing great. She stopped, breathing hard, the vase held high over my work computer. She looked at me, then at the phone recording her. The reality of the situation finally pierced her rage bubble. She lowered the vase. I hate you, she whispered. Put the vase down or I call the cops right now, and unlike you, I don't bluff. She slumped onto the couch, my couch, and started crying again. The poor me victim tears. I just wanted to feel special. You're always so boring. You just work and save. He made me feel expensive. He was using you for an ego boost, and you were using me for a safety net. Net's gone. The next 2 weeks were hell. She refused to leave the guest room. She played loud music at 3 a.m. She stole my food. She tried to bring random guys over, but I changed the Wi-Fi password and told them at the door that she was in the middle of an eviction and a mental breakdown. They usually ran. But the entitlement didn't stop. A week later, I got a letter in the mail. Not from her lawyer, but from the rich guy's lawyers. It was a cease and desist. They were accusing me of defamation and harassment for messaging his wife. They claimed my message caused irreparable harm to his reputation and marriage. They were threatening a massive lawsuit if I didn't sign an NDA and issue a public apology retracting my statement. I sat there reading the legal jargon. They wanted to bully me into silence. They thought I was just some small fry logistics guy who would get scared by a fancy letterhead. But here's the thing about logistics. We document everything. And I have a cousin who is a freelance journalist for a tech blog that has been trying to nail the rich guy for years. I called my cousin. Hey, you want a story about the rich guy, a McLaren, a fired marketing exec, and a bullying legal team? Send me everything, he said. I sent him the screenshots, the post, the caption, the timestamp, the text of the cease and desist letter redacting my name. My cousin did some digging. Turns out the rich guy had a pattern. He'd mentor young women at conferences, dazzle them with the car, and then discard them. My ex-fiancée was just the first dumb enough to post it on her main grid. The article went live 3 days later. It was brutal. Tech mogul's mentorship program, fast cars, broken engagements, and legal threats. It went viral. The internet loves a messy rich guy story. Twitter had a day. People found my ex's old post, which she had deleted, but the internet never forgets, and roasted her entitlement. The rich guy was forced to step down from his board of directors to focus on family. My ex-fiancée saw the article while she was eating my cereal in the kitchen. She turned pale. You leaked this. Everyone is laughing at me. I'm unhireable. My name is everywhere. You posted the picture. You wrote the caption. You wanted to be famous, remember? Level up? You leveled up to viral status. I can't live like this, she yelled. I have no job, no fiancé, no reputation. And in 10 days, I checked my watch, no apartment. She tried one last dirty trick. She called the cops and said I hit her. When the police arrived, I was calm. I showed them the footage of her smashing my TV. I showed them the text messages where she threatened to ruin me if I didn't pay her $10,000 to leave early. The officers looked at her. She was manic, screaming that I was a narcissist. I was standing there in my sweatpants holding a folder of printed evidence. Ma'am, we can see who the aggressor here is. If you make another false report, we will arrest you for filing a false police report. They filed a report for the TV damage. I pressed charges. 5 days before the eviction deadline, her parents showed up. Her dad, 60s male, is a stern man, a retired military officer. He had always liked me, and he looked absolutely mortified. He walked in, looked at the smashed TV, I left it there as a monument, looked at his daughter, and shook his head. "Pack your tings," he told her. "Daddy, you ruined my life," she wailed, trying to hug him. He stepped back. "You ruined your own life," he said, his voice like gravel. "I raised you better than this. Trying to cheat on a good man, posting it online like a trophy. I'm ashamed." That broke her. She didn't argue. She went to the guest room and started packing. As they were leaving, her dad stopped by me. He handed me a check. "What is this?" I asked. "For the TV. And the ring. I asked her where it was. She pawned it last week to buy a plane ticket to see that guy again. He wouldn't see her." I blinked. I hadn't even realized the ring was gone from the drawer. "Sir, this is too much," I said, looking at the amount. It covered the TV, the ring, and the lost wedding deposits. "Keep it," he said firmly, "for the headache. She's not right. We're taking her to get help." They left. She walked out with her head down, not looking at me. I stood in the empty apartment. It was quiet. No wedding planning stress, no walking on eggshells wondering if I was enough. I used the check to replace the TV. I put the ring in my safe.
Rest into my savings. Yesterday, I got a DM from a verified account. It was the wife. The rich guy's soon-to-be ex-wife. "Thank you for the screenshot. It was the final piece of evidence I needed to void the prenup due to the infidelity clause. I'm taking him to the cleaners. By the way, I own a logistics firm in the city. If you ever need a reference or a change of scenery, let me know. We need people who pay attention to details." I smiled. I'm currently sipping a beer, watching a game on my new TV. My ex is living in her childhood bedroom, scrubbing her social media presence and facing a vandalism charge. The rich guy is losing half his fortune. I didn't upgrade my lifestyle with a McLaren. I upgraded it by taking out the trash. TLDR, Fiancée posted a pic in a rich guy's car calling it an upgrade. I canceled the wedding, evicted her, and tipped off the guy's wife. Now she's single, unemployed, and facing charges, while I got a job offer from the wife. If you like stories where cheaters get wrecked and the nice guy finishes first and with a better TV, hit that subscribe button.